Hello Gemini, welcome to this reading. We're going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Gemini for the week of September 5th. Now do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Let's go ahead and see what we have here for you, Gemini. Now I do hope things are going well for you. Hope things are good. I am using the Mermaid Tarot as well as the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck. There are links to all of these decks in the description below if you'd like to pick them up for yourself. All right. Let's go and see what we have here for you, Gemini. Make sure we're all set up and in view. Put this right here, and then we'll also take a couple of these Oracle cards to help clarify as we go along. All right, definitely like what I'm seeing here for you, Gemini. For some of you, there's been a period of balance here. An equilibrium is what I'm hearing. Something about equilibrium in your life. It's possible that you've spent the term is you've needed to practice moderation, because maybe you were overdoing one area of your life and neglecting another area of your life. And this push to practice moderation has led you to do some type of long-term planning, or has allowed you to sort of zoom out and look at your situation for the long haul. This has been something that is uniquely challenging for you, but it's ultimately very important that you do this. And I think it's something that you've been doing, but I don't know if you realize, if this message is for you and you're like, yes, that's what I'm doing. I don't think you realize how important that period of time has been, or this idea of you needing to step back and balance something out or create equilibrium. It has been extremely important for you. In fact, so important that if you are single, there could be somebody long-term coming in. Some of you, by the way, if you're not single and you're interested in children, there could be a baby on the way here in the future. This will affect some of your financial decisions, of course, but it's showing up in the cards. Now, if you're not single, you're not looking for children, there's something else going on here around, there's another event going on here that will affect the decisions you make financially, but let's just dive in. So in the overall position, you have this Judgment card. Judgment card is all about self-evaluation. This is the last challenge before you, or this is the last task that you have to do before you complete something big. It's the card that comes right before the World card. And I like to call this the final boss in the tarot. This is final boss energy. It's a positive card because it can bring, this would be a card of spiritual awakenings, because when you go into a period of self-evaluation, that's a very spiritual practice. That's something that is not necessarily easy, but ultimately is very important to do. And the Judgment card says, ask yourself what it is that you need to add or drop at this time in order to complete something big. This card comes forward when many people are ready to launch something, like launch a product, launch a business, maybe launch a new health routine or something like that. In the past, you have the Temperance card and the Seven of Pentacles. So Temperance card is all about moderation and balance. I was being really drawn to this card when I pulled the cards out at the beginning of this reading. So when you get this Temperance card, you can see that they're kind of doing alchemy here between the shells. You can see the energy going in and out of the shells here. And so this is actually, the Temperance card is actually an alchemical symbol in the tarot. It's a really positive card. It's Sagittarius energy. The Seven of Pentacles is some type of long-term situation. What I think is going, you can see that there's family planning going on here, but this is really just about long-term planning and taking sort of the long haul or the long haul approach to something in your life, or even an investment, like a long-term investment in your life that maybe has paid off here in the past. But, I think this idea of balance and sort of coming into a state of equilibrium here has been super, super, super important. and has really allowed you to acquire a new perspective and a more long-term view of your situation. So yeah, I definitely think you've been, it feels like a heavier energy in that, like, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean this in like a, kind of like we're not in Kansas anymore. Like, you know, like we have to sort of like, this is like a big, like bigger moves have been made here in the past. And these are moves that really can help you out. In the future, you have the Knight of Cups as well as the Four of Pentacles showing up. So the Knight of Cups is definitely a card you love to see in a love reading. This is somebody who is, this represents a person that you dream about or you fantasize about if you're single. Doesn't matter what gender they are. I don't attach gender to my cards. And so this could just be somebody that you've spent a whole lot of time thinking about. They have like a dreamy, in your mind, like a dreamy type of energy about them. You can even see if this person is dreaming in the cup. And so along with that, if you're not here for love, this can talk about you dreaming up ideas, creating a vision, you know, maintaining a vision, having a vision, dreaming of possibilities, being a dreamer, and all of those sorts of things. This can also represent an event in one's life. And so there is this storyline where some of you are like thinking about children. You're going to be welcoming a baby on the way in the future for some of you, if that's already been in the works with the Seven of Pentacles in the past. And what this will, you know, task you with doing is getting your spending in control here with the Four of Pentacles. The Four of Pentacles is about sort of like financial planning, or it can be, especially when it's combined with the Seven of Pentacles. This can also just be about like a firm foundation in your financial life. And so these two cards together, definitely, if it's not like a baby on the way, because not everybody's going to be doing that, this is about some type of event that comes into your life that changes the way that you spend. I don't always get spending with Four of Pentacles, but I am getting it. It changes the way that you view your money situation here. And let's try to uncover what this might be. Let's get some more details on what that might be around. Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid here. So you have the Eight of Pentacles, you have the Eight of Swords, Two of Swords, and the Lover's card. All right, so you have these double eights coming in here. So 888 is definitely a number of abundance in the tarot. And if you take the number 8 and you flip it on its side, you get the infinity symbol. It's this idea that there's an infinite number of possibilities available to you at all times. Timelines always can change. And so in the past year, you have this Eight of Pentacles and this Eight of Swords. So outside of this number 8, right, what do we see here? Well, for some of you, there's been good movement forward. The Eight of Pentacles represents good movement forward in your financial or your business life, but I think it's also related, I think it's more so related to material. I think it's related to your financial life here, with the Seven of Pentacles and the Eight of Pentacles kind of being in view. I think some of you have untangled something, like you were tangled in a web of thoughts here, which is what kind of comes forward with the Eight of Swords. This Eight of Swords is like you have to really step back and, you know, take a softer approach towards something. It says that there's like a solution available to you, but you can't see it right now because you see the blindfold symbolism. This person's folded. And so it asks you to take like a softer approach to your thoughts, to your mental thoughts, to your mental process, and recognize that there is a solution available to you, but you must kind of do what you can to remove the blindfold, i.e. take a softer approach. Don't be so hard on yourself type of situation here. And so I think with the 7 in the Eight of Pentacles, some of you have cleaned up budgets, cleaned up spending, or you've been thinking about doing that. I think some of you have been trying to like add more money, something like that going on here is what I'm seeing in the past. You do have this Two of Swords and the Lover's energy. So the Two of Swords, you know, that's all about being at a crossroads. You can't see it in this illustration, but in other illustrations of the card, they are also wearing a blindfold. So you have two blindfold cards here, right in the middle. There's something that you have not been seeing, and it's being illuminated or highlighted here by the Judgment energy. The Judgment is illuminating something for you, and it's turning it towards you, meaning this is something that this is self-assessment or self-evaluation when you get the Judgment card, and you haven't been able to see that here with the Judgment card and the Two of Swords, but this is now being brought out to the open for you to evaluate or assess. And again, it's not somebody else, it's something that you need to do. You have the Lover's card as well. Lover's card is about an important choice, but like I said, there is something really nice about love energy here for some of you, especially if you can honestly say to yourself, if you're single and you're looking for love, and you can honestly say to yourself that you've been doing some work. You've been doing the hard work, you've been working on yourself, you've been practicing moderation, you've been creating equilibrium. Definitely like what I see here for you in terms of love showing up in the future, but be careful of not being hesitant when that situation arrives, because the Four of Pentacles may say that you're a little hesitant. Let's go ahead and take a look at these oracle cards here. So you have Commander Ashtar, call to action, take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. Master Buddha, increased awareness, deep connection, trust your inner voice. And then you also have Archangel Michael, trusting heaven you are safe. Angels stand close, surrender your concerns, and allow a miracle to occur. So definitely love this energy of protection here for you. But I think the most important thing, for some of you, it's going to be this call to action that I talked about here, where there's this solution available, but you must act on it. And for others of you, there's the other important thing is this idea of trusting your inner voice as it relates to this final boss situation here with the Judgment card, as it relates to, evaluating yourself. And through both of, whatever camp you find yourself in, whether it's taking action or trusting the evaluation that you have to do on yourself here, through both of those messages, there is the message of protection as well. Let's go ahead and move up the pyramid. If you're enjoying this video so far, please do hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help my channel grow in a big way. So unsurprisingly, you have the Justice card, the Seven of Wands, and the Devil. I say unsurprisingly because the Justice card is a major card of balance, equilibrium. You have two major messages of balance here with the Temperance card and the Justice card. Sagittarius, Libra energy. And the Justice card really says that at the end of the day, we all get the outcome that we deserve. And, when you get this, basically, which means, are you taking appropriate action? If you're taking appropriate action and you can honestly say to yourself that you are doing your best, you are giving your 100% effort, then there's nothing else that you can do. It's the best that you can do, then that's the best that you can do. And there's nothing wrong with that. And so I feel like some of you have even come to this point of view where you're like, okay, I don't have to have everything right now. I can take a long-term approach to my situation. The Seven of Wands, that's about competition surrounding you in some ways. It also could be around standing your ground towards somebody, but it's almost like, I think some of you, this feels very like you are in communication with yourself here. And like, I almost get this energy of sticking to something. Okay, sticking with something, like, okay, you're saying you're gonna get up at 6 a.m. every morning. Okay, do it. Like, do it. Okay, don't fall back on that, right? Like, don't allow that to fall out for you. Like, actually do it, is what I think that Seven of Wands is about. You have the Devil here, which, this is about your, like the shadow self. Okay, it's something in your life that you have to work through in this lifetime, and we all have at least one thing. Many of us have more than one thing that we have to work on, and the Devil just says, hey, it's time for you to maybe look at this and take a sort of problem-solving approach to this. Let's see what else we have here. You have the Nine of Pentacles, and you have the Hanging Man. So the Nine of Pentacles has been coming in for a lot of people, and it's a really nice card. It's one of my favorite cards, but you can see they're having a bath in the forest. And this is the idea, you can see here, if you can't, I'm sure you can, but you can see they're having a bath in the forest, and it's the idea that health is wealth. Without our health, what do we have, right? Along with that, you have, and it is about financial independence as well. So you have the 7, 8, 9 of Pentacles here showing up in the past column. Your money situation has been very important to you, and like you're taking a very healthy approach, it seems like, to that. You also have the Hanging Man. It really asks you to let go of something that's just not supporting you or no longer serving you. At the top of the pyramid, Gemini. Amazing. You have the 10 of Pentacles, 7, 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles. That is incredible. The 10 of Pentacles is a total harvest. It is major abundance energy. Some of you are really bringing abundance into your life in some ways, and that is an incredible progression here. I think some of you are really making progress on your money situation or in your abundance thinking. You have the 4 of Swords, which is, again, a card of rest and recovery. I think taking a balanced, healthy approach to this is really, really helping you out. So thank you so much for being here. If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button and subscribe, as it really does help me out. I'll see you in the next reading.